我是国立云林科技大学材料科技研究所的王美心老师。那么我们这一次呢，成员教育部的一个专案，邀请到了巴西非常有名的能源智权律师。Prof Pinho 来到台湾做了一系列巡回的这个有关能源议题的一个讲座跟交流。那么我们呢有一些很重要的一些的议题，想要请这个Professor Pinho 来跟我们分享他们的一些巴西经验。那么我们也知道说呢，金砖四国现在在全球的这个经济突起哦。那么巴西是目前金砖四国当中呢，经济发展最好的一个。所以呢，我们有一些问题想要来请教 Professor Pinho。Professor Pinho, I'm just wondering, would you mind share us your opinion on how important is energy related to this 21st century?
Actually, the energy policies in the world, it's a major policy during the 20th century and also the 21st century. But the real changing of the policy, if you look to the past and you look now, that the humankind values are changing. In the past, we are looking for economic growth or even new markets or any kind of economic goal we want to reach, looking just for numbers, just for quantity numbers. And now we are looking for something else, looking for the environmental friendly policy, a sustainable policy, and a quality measure of life. So in that sense, when we call about energy, the energy needs to be more efficient and more
environmental friendly.
Yes, for everybody. When we look up regarding geopolitics, regarding worldwide policy, we need to configure out which, like three major things. First of all, any country needs to know what your natural resources are. And I mean in a geographical manner, because if you look at the natural resources, not only the quantity of natural resources do you have, but how can you improve and diverse your energy matrix in a sustainable way? Just to have an idea, in the past, Japan improved his energy capacity based on nuclear plants, but nowadays it's completely impossible. When we look at the recent events in
after the tsunami, the nuclear plant.
Yeah, after Fukushima accident, we can figure it out exactly that it cannot stay with this kind of energy. But the mainly problem is what we have new in this scenario. But we have new renewables sources of energy, as solar is improving a lot. Here in Taiwan you have a very good example, because here in Taiwan you're making very good research regarding solar panels, wind energy, and specifically in natural gas. We'll talk about natural gas in the next years a lot.
他告诉我们，其实就是说呢，其实整个能源议题呢，从以前只是讲求量，但是现在呢，其实呢，对于这个品质方面也是非常的重视。那从这个日本上次的这个核电事件到现在，那么我们发现说，这个核能其实是一个，虽然它在经济效益上面呢，会让产生的电能是非常的多的，但是它也带来相对的危险。所以现在怎么样在各式各样的能源组合，比如说台湾可以发展太阳能，或者是发展风能，甚至在整个这个能源的这个组合上面，有关再生能源上面应该怎么样来做呢？其实都是一个值得来考虑的一个议题哦。And Professor Pinho, you just mentioned about the geopolitics. Would you mind just sharing us what is the changing in the world geopolitics?
Yeah, we have like a few changes that will make all the difference. First of all, with the new oil and gas discoveries in Canada and also in Brazil, with what they call a pre-salt layer. We will supply the United States in a different way. We never imagined in the past that the America's hemisphere, the Western Hemisphere, could supply to have a very good supply of oil and natural gas. Second thing, we should face that classification sometimes could be dangerous. Just for instance, natural gas is a non-renewable source of energy, but on the other hand, natural gas, it's a completely environmental friendly. And if you look at some sorts of renewable energy as biofuel, there's a lot of CO2 emissions on that. So classification is the second changing that we face in the 21st century. We got to avoid a little bit, actually, the proper classification. The only classification that we will now accept will be sustainability. That's the main word. And a main word in energy and human resources development and any kind of policy. You should face and check it out if this policy is a sustainable policy.
那 Professor Pinho 刚刚告诉我们呢，其实现在整个这个能源的这个使用的分配上已经有很大的一个改变。那我们也知道说，这些化石能源指的就是煤矿啊、石油啊、天然气，其实都即将用尽。那么另外现在比较时髦的一个议题是，美国跟加拿大那边呢，现在有这个油砂，可是之前这个油砂它必须在油价到一定的这个高的一个价格的时候呢，去做这个油砂的一个提取才会是比较 OK。另外他也讲到说，有关于这个再生能源或对环境的永续的这个关怀，其实也是一个很重要的议题。那么比如说像在加拿大呢，其实它的地热，甚至说它的风力发电，因为我本人也曾经在加拿大做过研究。那加拿大至少说在多伦多或者是在 Alberta 这个省里面呢，其实它里面它的这个公共传输工具用的都是这个风力发电。那么至于这个住户用的这些的热水的这些能源，其实是来自于这个地热。所以其实整个这个geopolitics 呢，就是大家讲的这个议题里面呢，有很多的一个重新的组合来这个使用，也很值得我们来借鉴。And Professor Pinho, we know Brazil is an important player in BRICS country. And what do you expect us to focus for the future role for Brazil to be?
We are living in Brazil since 1988, a new constitution. If you look to the geopolitics, and always going back to geopolitics, in the 19th century, the countries are just worried about trade. But in the 20th century, we changed the geopolitics and all the strategic policy is based on trade and also energy. Energy became a very strategic issue. And what we have in Brazil, Brazil had discovered a massive oil field that in what we call pre-salt layer is ultra deep water, and since 1995 Brazil opened its market for foreign companies explore the oil and gas in Brazil. We have a very strong agency regulating the market, and with the new changes from the past 2 or 3 months ago, President Dilma and also the Magda Chambriard, the new director from the Brazilian Petroleum Agency, it's putting Brazil back on the track for a new pattern, a new frontier from the oil and gas exploration. So Brazil has had a lot of natural resources with hydroelectric power, and we are building like 3 more huge hydropower plants. Brazil is entering in the first world of oil and gas exploration, and Brazil is doing a lot of construction and infrastructure changes, because as you know, will be the host of the next World Cup in 2014 and also in the Olympics in 2016. Yeah. So there's Brazil, we have very concerned about creating jobs, but we have like some new challenge. We've got to make like our tax reform. We've got to improve our intellectual property policy. That could be a very huge statement to the worldwide that Brazil is open for research, for new technologies. So there's quite a few points that Brazil is already leading and is got to lead the world into this century.
其实呢，根据最近的一个研究报告，他们说2030年呢，世界的新6强其实是日本、美国、中国、印度、巴西、苏联。很惊讶的是，没有任何一个欧洲国家列在里头。那在这里面呢，Professor Pinho 他提到一点，他说他觉得巴西能够进入世界前6强，很重要的就是他们有金木水火土很重要的资源，金属矿产、水利。另外水利部分呢，他说呢，像亚马逊河它发电量其实是可以输出到国外的。那另外还有就是他们即将成为世界4大这个油天然气的输出国。那还有呢，就是他们在很多的这个门户开放，在1995年之后，他们开始门户开放，允许很多的这个外资的进入，这也是这个巴西呢有可能进入世界前几强一个很重要的一个因素。更何况这个2014年他们要办世界杯足球赛，2016年他们要举办奥运，这都是一个可以增加很多就业机会、增加国际视野及繁荣巴西的一个很好的一些的议题跟活动。那么虽然说他们在这个教育还有知识产权方面呢，还有很多需要改进的地方，所以这一次呢，他也特地来到我们的智慧产权法院，跟我们的智慧产局来做相关议题的学习，来了解说台湾为什么能够短短的在20-30年之间，把这个知识产权的一个观念，还有整个这个国际这个对知识产权的重视，把台湾提升到一个很重要的这个地位。他也来做了一些相关的学习跟观摩。那么我们也希望说呢，借着这一次的这个交流跟学习呢，中国跟台湾还有这个巴西能够有很好的一个互动跟这个经贸上面的一个促进。Now, Professor Pinho, you spent a week in Taiwan, and what do you see Taiwan's role regarding the world energy changes?
First of all, I want to thank for the Taiwanese government to invite me here. Was an honor, first of all. Second, Taiwan has a very specific resource. It's not the natural resource; it's the human resource. So. In the past 30 years, Taiwan faces incredible cultural change. That's is very remarkable, because we saw in our visit here a lot of cultural changes in a practical way. That's very good. The way that you change with the education and other human-related issues. So you cannot have the energy resources for everything, but you have the human resources. And what we saw this week, first of all, Taiwan president came to TV to launch an energy-saving campaign to the summer. This is a very good policy. And we saw also the protesters, environmentalists protesting regarding your nuclear energy plants, and what we have, what can we manage that, because natural resources are limited, and in a Taiwan area it's a very well limited. We cannot expanding too much. I think the answer to Taiwan will be natural gas, and as the natural gas will be the answer for many different countries, because for several reasons. First reason, natural gas is environmental friendly. Second, natural gas is not a commodity already. So we don't have like international prices. Third, the technology in natural gas exploration is increasing day by day, and so they are discovering new reserves. As China discovered like 6 months ago, and there's a new reserves in Africa, in Brazil. Onshore in Brazil, they discovered like what we call country Siberia. It's a massive field of gas. Also in Greece, we can relate the Greece crisis with the new discoveries of gas. There's a lot of possibilities to discover that. There's new technologies, not only to explore gas, but to transport gas in a liquid form. So the liquid natural gas is the new frontier for the gas transportation. I think the Taiwan government should look very carefully for the liquid natural gas. Could be
the new future for the main resources of energy in Taiwan.
Yeah, I can say more. Since Taiwan could, as the same way that Taiwan make a very good change in the 80s, looking for education and for a strong intellectual property policy, now is faced that Taiwan should change from nuclear to liquid natural gas.
OK， 那 Professor Pinho 呢？他提到一件事，他觉得其实台湾在能源的方面呢，可以往这个液态的这个天然气这个方面来走，因为呢，他说呢，其实包括现在最近发生的这个希腊到底要不要出走欧盟，那他觉得说，其实这件事情跟苏联其实很想介入，希腊刚刚发现的这个广大这个天然气的一个资源这个部分有很大的背后的一个原因。那他也认为说呢，我们的马总统在前几天一直在强调说，我们在能源方面的议题应该做一些的改善。那如果台湾希望成为一个非核家园、多元化的一个能源运用，其实是非常的重要的。那另外呢，最后我们来请教，就是说，Professor Pinho，do you think we can relate the energy issue with the technology innovation?
Definitely we can, because all the new possibilities, all the new changes regarding energy are extremely related with technology advancements. And when we look for the next years in energy, we cannot separate the new explorations, the new fields, the new discoveries of technology. That technology is changing every day in this specific matter. So, Taiwan in Asia, since it has a strong policy regarding intellectual property, should think very carefully to enter into helping the new gas exploration here in Asia, because it could make a lot of difference, and Taiwan has already the experience of technological innovation and how to face this, how to manage this in economic policy. That could be a very good mix.
Professor Pinho 呢，我们刚刚讨论的一个议题就是说，有关科技创新跟能源方面是不是有什么样很大的关联？那我以我们这个材料科技研究所的一个发展方向来看，绿色能源、清洁能源包括是太阳能、水力或者是风力，这些都是一个很好的发展方向。甚至氢能源呢，还有一些再生能源也都是可以列入考虑的。那台湾很特别的就是我们在人力资源方面的一个优越，我们的教育水平、我们的知识产权的这个进步呢，还有在科技发展上面的一个创新，都已经受到全世界很重要的瞩目。那么在能源方面呢，我们也应该有一些很政策上面一些很大的支持，希望对台湾未来在国际的竞争力上面呢，能有很大的一个贡献。那么我们今天很谢谢 Professor Pinho， 他远道从这个巴西飞来台湾做了1个礼拜的这个巡回演讲哦。那我们再度谢谢 Professor Pinho。Thank you very much for this interview and thank you for spending the whole week to share your excellency in your your energy and technology, legal assistance to our education, and the guidance to some policy in the future making. Thank you very much.
I want to thank again the universities in Taiwan that support me, that receive me so well. I want to thank you, Professor Mei-Hsin, that was a greatest host. And I want to thank Professor Juarez Freitas from Brazil. That is a very remarkable professor, and who wrote the Sustainability Bible in Portuguese. And thanks other friends that make this opportunity to be here to come true. And I hope that I could soon come back to Taiwan and face the new Taiwan in energy policy. 谢谢。
谢谢，谢谢。